he realizes there then that he's losing his mother's feelings, sentiments, and all
Yes,
this,
yeah.
So towards the end, you can see that Narayan's characters become more mature.
Mature.
They
Okay,
Yes, yes,
begin
they
with
right,
become
the
mature.
right,
immaturity,
right.
fantasies, and they become more
They're
mature.
growing
They are
Yes,
with the
growing
passage of
as
yes,
such
time.
time.
yes. And very interestingly, we can say that he falls in love with his own wife. You know,
Ultimately, last.
right. So we can see, the love at two angles. Love in beginning, love in the end. As he
So
begins with.
he, yes,
So
he tries to magnify the concept of love. He says that
exactly,
what is love? Ultimately, he says what is love? He says love is nothing like first at first sight. You
true.
see someone and you fall in love.
Right.
He says love is nothing but contact. Love is fascination. It is like attractiveness, something like that. So for him, love is something starting from right, starting from beginning, and when it ends, right, when it ends, then it is actually completely mature. So maturity is very important thing in his work of art.
Definitely. And same we can say in case of his characters like Raju, Rosie, and Marco.
Right,
Yes.
Rosie is already married to Marco. Marco becomes the obstacle, in Rosie's
right.
dancing career. And I think Raju, he helps Rosie, to grow up her career in the dance. But I think, this is a very, complexity of perplexities of love shown there. In fact, they three of them not sure attached to whom. So Raju, whether he's affectionate for Rosie or not, that is also not clear. Already Rosie is married to Marco, and Rosie being wife, she's also very much honest because she doesn't want to leave Marco. So in the end, we can say that Raju lost his ways in forest somewhere, and then people start believing him as if some saints or some Mahatma. So I think we can say that his works, Narayan's, some of these novels are full of romance.
Yes, romance.
Right.
You can say.
And sir, what about the theme of reconciliation and tranquility, meditation? So, can you just give some
Yes,
examples
yes,
Yes,
of
yes.
course, of
from
course.
some of his novels in which that you can see the theme of reconciliation and
Yes.
this meditation and even this tranquility?
Yeah, definitely. So far as reconciliation is concerned, then we can say that with the progression, and of the time span in Narayan's writings, we find characters, getting reconciled.
Okay.
Or somewhat with the onset, right? Or maybe with the characters, right? So there is a reconciliation somewhere. So we can say that Narayan's, if he begins with despair somewhere, there is hope.
Okay.
There's always hope in his writings. Then we can say in case of the tranquility and meditation, in case of the guide, if you see that Raju, when he does not stay anymore with Rosie, right, then he wanders or dwells in forest somewhere, and there the tranquility, that peaceful atmosphere, that meditation actually aids much to his strength and inspiration in life. So that is also very much the effective, we can say. In case of superstitions also,
Yes,
we can say something.
yes. Actually, for this blind belief, if we talk about that, then there is a very good story is there, an astrologer's day.
Right.
But astrologer, he runs away from his village because he was used to play some gamble and all these things, and he thrown some person in well, and he thought that he must have died, and that's why he wanted to run away from his house, and he comes to one city. In city he lives there and he becomes astrologer because he has nothing to do. So he becomes astrologer because he is able to say something about future of people. Now it's very important thing is that people, those who are surrounding this astrologer, they believe that this astrologer has tremendous power to forecast regarding any future. Not only that, but also people, they spend their time, they give money. This astrologer is a fake astrologer. He is not a true astrologer because he does not know anything about star. He does not know anything about any astrology. But he asks some question to people, and people, they give answer that these are the problems here, and from that particular answers he tells the answer. So this is very common, right, commonly seen in any part of India. If you go to metro cities, if you go small villages, you will find all these roadside astrologers are there, they're sitting there, and the task is very simple. They just want to attract people,
Attract people.
and people, they come, and once they trap, then right, by actually telling whatever the things they want, and they take some money. So I think astrologers and all many other
That
stories
is
are there.
this theme of superstition. It also adds into showing or depicting Indian society in his novels. So very deliberately, I think that he has showed people with this superstitious belief. Right, because Indian people, most of the people today also, though we are living in 21st
Yes,
century, but yet today also there are number of people who believe in such superstitious elements. Ghosts and witches, and
Yes,
today
yes, yes.
also that people
Still
go
some practices
right,
are
yeah,
going.
Practices are
still
going.
some
You
practices
can
are
see in
going
news
on.
also.
Yes, yes, and not only that, but we can also say that he has touched, even psychological aspect of his characters.
Right.
There is a dilemma. There is a to be or not to be situation. We can
Right.
actually quote from William Shakespeare's Hamlet.
Huh.
So a number of his characters actually they struggle with this dilemma kind of thing, this to be or not to be situation, and I think these add somewhere more charm to the shape and to the entire writing of his work, we can say.
Yeah, a very
Apart
good
from
example.
that,
Yes, very good example is there. And dilemma. I mean, the dilemma on all these. There is very good example of Chandran. Chandran, after actually, he has been frustrated by entire situation. What to do? He's just thinking whether he has to stay with his parents or he has to leave and he has to wander somewhere in forest and to introspect and to get something regarding what he has to think. But ultimately, this all the blind belief and dilemma, all these are actually part of his novel, and majorly we can see in almost all the novels.
one more feather, ma'am, actually we can add so far as his themes concern, autobiographical elements.
Right, yeah.
Because I think some of his previous works, like for example, if we start from Swami and Friends, then I think this somewhere touches his childhood stories.
Yeah, very much, very
Yes, and I think in the beginning he told his friend to just throw it away, but actually it was shown to Graham Greene, who recommended for the further publication,
Right,
and since then it become more popular. So Swami and Friends is very well connected with his childhood. Then if you progress ahead, then certainly there is the Bachelor of Arts. The Bachelor of Arts is more about his studies at the college, right? So that is also there is also, we can say, some of the autobiographical elements found. Then certainly English teacher.
He wrote for
Yes,
his
it is
wife.
more autobiographical
Right.
because we can say that his wife, after death of his wife Rajam, who died
Right.
of typhoid, he became very alone with his daughter Hema, right? So and how actually the English teacher struggles, and so some of these autobiographical elements we find there. So we can say that his work are more autobiographical, and since beginning till end, I think in the end he wrote Grandmother's Tale. So again, he's deriving the material from his childhood, the tales told by the grandmother. So I think where we can say that that's where somewhere we are referring the life sketch of R.K. Narayan, that a very very truly witness that there are autobiographical elements in his literature.
Right. Okay, sir. That means that these are the common themes of the novels of R.K. Narayan. For example, the presentation of middle class life, the theme of meditation, tranquility, superstition, dilemma, romance even, and autobiographical element in his novels. So you may have a long list of various themes in his novels. Now, sir, can you tell us something about the narrative technique of R.K. Narayan, because you know that his writing is quite different from the writings of his contemporaries, like the trio Rajarao, Mulkraj Anand and R.K. Narayan. But if you read R.K. Narayan, we find a big difference between the writing of R.K. Narayan and the writing of Rajarao and Mulkraj Anand. So, can you just throw some light upon his narrative technique?
Yes.
Of course, so far as narrative technique is concerned, of course, resembling very well equivalent with the themes, because what kind of theme you have, what kind of subject matter you have, as per
Accordingly
that,
you adopt, yeah.
that narrative technique. So we can say that his narrative technique is more simple and very much unpretentious. That is, we can say that it is as simple as common as his matter. Social common matter. And he does not lose the flow in between. So, and that is most of his works are in very dialogic prose. You know?
Okay.
A very good example is the world of Nagraj.
Yes.
Right.
It is
World
more
of
in
Nagraj,
dialogic
yes.
form, we can say that. So I think the characters actually they converse with each other, and there again he does not lose the grip of narrating the story, and that is where he can he is truly compared with the Maupassant. If you would have seen if you read some of the stories of by Gaudy Maupassant, so there also, he actually activate his character interacting among themselves, and at the same time he narrates his story. So that is where we can say that it's more dialogic by prose than narration without actually losing the story.
Right.
He narrates whatever he has to say, and that too without losing the tempo of the story, right? And so this becomes more authentic and realistic in the narration, right? And these actually, the narration becomes more descriptive and less analytical. So whereas this less analytical is there, we can say that he does not cater in deep or somewhat
Yes.
like
A very
that.
good example. I think the world of Nagaraj is a masterpiece of R.K. Narayan, because the world of Nagaraj, here some characters are there. These characters are wonderfully crafted by him. These characters, if you see, for example, the protagonist of the novel, the Nagaraj. Nagaraj he belongs to aristocrat or very high level family or rich family. He is not doing anything else but sitting in his veranda watching people. They are going here and there. Apart from that, he is filling his time by drinking tea, writing something about. At the same time, he is helping his friend also by doing some accounting and all these things. Now, if we talk about how actually it is very descriptive, because here we have the description of entire manual of Nagraj, that what he is doing from morning to evening. Apart from that, right, in the entire novel you see that Nagraj, he is more or less a man of words, but not man of action. He has already thought it out to write something about very book on Narad, Saint Narad. But the problem is that he is just able to think, not able to write a single line on that. He also concerns some Pandit to get some information regarding Narad and all these things, but not at all. He believes in tranquility, just tranquility, because he wants to enjoy his life with cup of tea and with surrounding area and observing people. And I think this is how actually we have no analysis is not there, but descriptiveness is always there.
Exactly, and that is where, as you said recently, that Nagaraj, he's fond of tranquility, but the tranquility settled well by his own nephew, the team.
Yes, team.
Right.
You know,
His
the
team
Gopu's
is there.
son, his brother's
Yes.
son.
So
and his mischievous, the
mischievousness.
actions.
Entire
in the
his
night,
entire
activities, night.
day is actually completely disturbed. He's
Yes,
startled.
yes.
That what to do next, how to
Yes.
get back his peace and all.
Yes.
So I
yes.
think
and these, add more feathers, more elements of humor. In the
Humor,
narration.
right. That's
You
what
know,
I was.
These
Yeah.
tricks and activities of this small child.
Yes, a
So,
very good-
The Nagraj confusions what to do, and one more thing, if you notice that he when he talks to himself, he says that, oh, I'm fearless, right? But even he is afraid of Tim's wife.
Wife.
He's not able to speak to anybody. And I think these makes the style more comic, adding some elements
yes.
of humor. Even in case of Waiting for Mahatma also.
waiting for Mahatma.
Yes,
also.
yes.
But Nagaraj, if you say that he gives lectures to his wife and he shows like that he is very strong, he's courageous.
Actually, he's
but,
not.
Yes, but when actually Sita she comes there, then he's not able to speak a single word, and he just stands still, nothing to do him. So
Right.
this is actually what the
Yes, humor,
humor,
a very,
Humor
very,
is
very
there.
innocent
And that
comic humor.
reminds me, sir, of female characters. As you said that he can't speak anything before his wife. So that reminds me of the way Narayan has treated his women characters. If you think of feminism, feminist theory in context to Narayan's novels, I think that he has given ample space even to women characters also.
True.
His novels are not all the time about men characters, about males. And there are always very, very strong women characters. And if you have observed, sir, in, for example, the world of Nagaraj, that women characters, especially elderly women, like grandmother, or let us say, or mother-in-law,
Yes.
they sometimes rule over the family.
Exactly.
Right. So far as religious matters are concerned, so far as rites and rituals are concerned, we sometimes find them very rigid. So in Nagaraj, even in the guide also, the character of Rosie, for example, she is. I mean, the character is highlighted much more than the character of the hero. So you can say
yes,
that.
yes. I think he is actually knowingly, unknowingly, he's trying to portray the entire South Indian female characteristic.
Right.
No, I mean in South India, if you see that female, they are generally dominating the entire house, especially in
Though,
religion.
sir, their existence is limited to household chores only. I mean, they are not allowed to go out of their house, but as far as their house is concerned, they rule over everything.
Right.
So,
So yes, and in case of humor, if you say that waiting for Mahatma, there Sri Ram, he's very well entangled in the anti-British extremism. He's active there. With
And
Bharati.
I think there was some misunderstanding between villagers.
Yes,
and
yes,
then because
locals.
of that, he has to be in prison.
In prison.
And then after he has to come back from that. So this is very apart from that, another you can say element of humor is there in the Bachelor of Arts. It's very wonderfully narrated that after he completes Chandran, he completes his graduate, and he is just walking in the street, and there is a rain is going on, and from far one girl is coming. She's beautiful, long hair, and Chandran sees that girl and falls in love at first sight. And he says that his friend that get the information of this girl, because I want to know more about that girl. Now you see the way actually friends, they are following this girl, and they also try to know everything. And not only that, but also they are very happy to know that she is belonging to the same caste that Chandran belongs. That is Iyer caste.
Exactly.
And another element is that Mangal, or you can say Mars. He's not able to marry Malti only because in horoscope Chandran